Hi guys, welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. I hope you're all doing well and welcome to the top 10 series. This is a weekly series that I put out every single Friday, so if you don't want to miss an episode, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I put out another video or a new video. For this week's episode, I'm going to be taking a look at Arsenal's top 10 games in the 2010s decade. That's from 2010 season to the 2019 or 2018-2019 season. And we had some incredible moments, and we had some really tough moments, including even some games that are on this list. I'm going to be telling you something good, and I'm going to be ending probably with something bad from that game or that season. As Arsenal used to always do, we always tend to implode after good games or after bad games. It's just the way of Arsenal, and that's what we love and hate about Arsenal, and that's why we are fans. It's never easy being an Arsenal fan. So as I've said, there have been so many games. There were so many games in the 2010s that were really good, high-scoring games. We had some tough moments like Van Persie left. We had Theo Walcott, good hat-tricks from Walcott, Sanchez, Ramsey. We had good buys at the time, Ozil, Sanchez, Aubameyang, Lacazette. So some really good moments and some really good games. There are some games that I haven't included in this list, and maybe they should have made it. And one of them is Bayern against Arsenal when we beat them 2-0 at the Allianz Arena in 2013. That season, they actually went on to win the Champions League, and they had beaten us 3-1 at home, and we thought everything was over. But we went to Germany and scored within 3 minutes, and Koscielny scored in the 86th minute to make it 3-3 on aggregate, and they were in shock. Bayern, they were in shock. They actually put on a defender around the 88th minute. Remember that's when they had their coach. I don't remember his name. I know his nickname. It's Yups or something. I know it's Jupps. I've forgotten his full name, but that was the good Bayern team that had Robben, Ribéry. As I've said, they won the league, and they totally smashed us at our place. But we went on and got a win at their place, and if we got one more goal, we'd have probably went on to the quarterfinal, and you never know what would have happened. That same Bayern went on to the semi-final and beat Barcelona 7-0 on aggregate, so that shows you how big of a result that was at that time. Another game was the return of Henry when he scored against Leeds when he won 1-0. That was a good game. I remember big men crying in that game. Even myself, I did. I was like, wow, we actually got our king back. The time we also beat Man U 3-0 in 2016, I think. So some good games that didn't quite make this list. And in case I forget any game on this list, make sure comment down below, and also comment down below which of these games were your favorites. So let me get to the number 10 now. Reading 5, Arsenal 7. We all remember that game. Crazy game. That was in 2012. Reading were 4-0 up within 37 minutes. Theo Walcott got one for us before halftime. Giroud scored, and even in the 80th minute, they were still leading 4-2, so the game was probably over. This Reading team was in the Premier League, so there weren't any useless team totally, because but as we all knew back in the days, our Carling Cup teams used to be youngsters. We had the likes of, our squad actually on that day was Martinez in goal, Jenkinson, Giroud, Miguel, Koscielny, Frimpong, Coquelin, Theo Walcott, Arshavin, Gnabry, and a bench of a very young Bellerin, Sculacci, Yenaris. Giroud was new, so it wasn't really an ideal squad, but we always used to do that in the Carling Cup games, and we managed to get another goal through Koscielny again. Another guy used to step up in the big games. Unfortunately, he left the wrong way. He scored in the 89th minute, and Theo Walcott scored in the 96th, and he went on to extra time. Sharmak, another disaster at Arsenal, actually scored two goals in that game, and it was 5-5 in the 115th minute, but in the last 5 minutes, we scored twice and we beat them 7-5. As I've said, I'd probably say good things about these games that I'd end with bad things, and this is one of them. We beat them 7-5, but in the next round, we were eliminated by Bradford on penalties. Bradford of all teams, so we never actually went on to win that League Cup. Yeah, that's Arsenal for you. Number 9, Arsenal 7, Newcastle 3. You all remember that game. We were 3-3 around the 65th minute, but the last 20 minutes were incredible. 4 goals in the last 20 minutes. Walcott hat-trick. He fell down. He was fouled. Referee was about to blow the whistle. He woke up, went and chipped the keeper. So very, very good game that day. The previous season, we had drawn with them. I'll come back to that later on. But that was an incredible game. One of the highest scoring games in Premier League history. I think it's the second or third one. A really good game. And Walcott, this is not the only mention he'll get on this list. Number 8, Chelsea 3, Arsenal 5 in 2011-2012 season. That was an incredible season in the Premier League. Early on that season, we had lost 8-2 to Man U. Man U had also lost 6-1. Tottenham had also lost to Man City 5-1. So goals were going in every. And if I'm not wrong, that could be in the top 2 highest scoring seasons in Premier League history. I'll confirm that for you guys. That was our last win at Stamford Bridge until today. RVP scored a hat-trick again. In the 80th minute, it was 3-3. Mata equalized for them, but RVP scored twice in the last 5 minutes to get us that victory. And that was the fourth of 5 games winning in a row at that time. Another very, very good game. I'll never forget it because, as I've said, that's the last time we ever won at their place. And the other games we've played there have been disasters. Drogba didn't play in that game, and that could be one of the reasons we won that game, and Terry was awful in that game. Now to number 7. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. Not many will remember this game. This is on our 2013-2014 FA Cup run, or 2014 FA Cup run, the time we ended our drought. What people won't remember about this game is that about 10 days before, Liverpool had smashed us 5-1 at Anfield. That was the season, obviously, they were fighting for the title with Man City, and they slipped up literally at the end. Skrtel scored within 2 goals within 10 minutes, and he had a double. There were 4 goals inside 20 minutes, and as I've said, when Arsenal decides to implode, they implode. We were top of the table before this game, and everything went wrong after that game. Sturridge, Suarez, but I'm not talking about the game either way. I'm talking about the 2-1 win that same season. 2 weeks later, we faced them in the FA Cup and we beat them 2-1 with the same lineup that they had: Gerrard, Skrtel, the triple S up front, Sturridge, Sterling, and Suarez. So we never expected to beat them in that game. Also continues in that game. So it was a really surprising performance that we actually got our revenge after 2 weeks. So that's why people wouldn't remember that game really, because we only remember that 5-1, but we actually beat them 2-1. Also in that season, as I've said again, we always end up saying bad things about Arsenal again. We also lost 6-3 to Man City the same season and 6-0 to Chelsea the same season. Anyway, 2-1 against Liverpool, another good game. Number 6, Arsenal 3, Chelsea 2. Chelsea won the title that season, but in that game we totally smashed them. That's the same game that Conte literally changed to a back 3 because that back 4 wasn't working. We were 3-0 ahead within around the first half. We were 3-0 ahead. Some statistics from that game. That was Conte's biggest defeat since 2010. That was the first time since 2012 that Chelsea were 2 goals behind within 16 minutes. And that was also the first time there were 3 goals behind at halftime since Man U. And then that was the first time they were behind in the first 16 minutes, also against Man U. The first win against Chelsea since 2011. All between those years, we had lost 6 games and drawn 3. Sanchez, Ozil, and Theo Walcott were magnificent in that game. Just to correct myself, that was the first time Chelsea were 2 goals behind in the first 16 minutes since Man U in 2012, and the first time there were 3 goals behind at halftime since Liverpool in the same year. Number 5, Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1. Same season, same opponent again, Chelsea. As I've said, Chelsea won the league that season, and before that game, Koscielny was suspended. You got a red card. Gabriel was injured. As I've said, Chelsea were champions. That was also the first season we had finished outside the top 4, so no one thought we'd win that league, that game, that title, sorry. And yeah, we were right not to believe that. But Per Mertesacker, the BFG, came through for us in that game, and Holding did too. Sanchez and Ramsey were brilliant in that game, and you got that 2-1 win. And that was our last cup since till today. That was our last cup, and that was our 13th FA Cup. Another good game. Number 4 is Arsenal 5, Tottenham 2. That was in 2012, the first game, the first of the 5-2s, the Van Persie's last season. I've actually done best North London Derbies recently, a video of that. I'll link it up in the YouTube card right now if you want to check that out. That season, Tottenham are really dominating, and the media is actually saying Tottenham is better than Arsenal. North London now turning white. If we made a combined 11, they'll probably have 10 Tottenham players: Modric, Parker, Bale, Lennon, so Saha, Adebayo. So they were literally saying Arsenal was finished, and they were 2-0 ahead within 15 minutes, and we knew we were doomed. But we came through, scored before halftime, scored 2 goals before halftime. In the second half, we scored 3 goals, in total 5 goals within 28 minutes. The previous game before that, we had beaten Blackburn 7-1 at home. So we were actually on form, so we beat them 5-2, and were a very, very good game. Number 3, Arsenal 2, Leicester 1. You again also remember this game. I remember I screamed when Welbeck scored. I thought we were going to win the league. That was Welbeck's first competitive appearance for 10 months, and we were the only team to do a double against Leicester that season, and actually only 2 teams beat them that season. Liverpool was the other, and as I've said again, we always finish the seasons poorly. After that game, immediately we lost to Man U, the time Rashford made his debut and scored twice. After that, we lost at home to Swansea, and everything went down and down and down, and Leicester kept opening the gap. They won 8 games and drew 4, never lost again. So they opened the gap, and the season ended with them being 10 points ahead of us. Wow, terrible. Number 2, Arsenal 2, Barcelona 1, 2011. Again, Barcelona went on to win that trophy. At that time, the time we were facing Barcelona, we had qualified for the 6th round of the FA Cup. We were going to face Man U. We were in the finals of the League Cup to face Birmingham. We were also top of the table, and we were going to win the game against Barcelona. So it was looking like Arsene Wenger could achieve something crazy, better than the invincible season, 4 titles in 1 season. But you can guess what happened. Everything imploded again. We won that game 2-1, a brilliant game. Van Persie and Ashevin scored for us, but after that, we fell apart again. 27th of February, we lost to Birmingham in the League Cup final. We lost to Man U in the FA Cup 6th round 2-0. We only won 2 of the next 11 Premier League games. Sad. And this is one of the reasons why I think even Van Persie didn't want to stay, and he ended up leaving that season. We drew in the last game, Fulham 2-2, and that was the last time we ever saw Van Persie. Now to the number 1 game. Of course, the number 1 game has to be Arsenal 3, Hull City 2. We were 2 goals behind in the first 10 minutes, 9 years without a trophy, and we feared the worst. In the semi-final, before we even played Wigan, we knew if we beat Wigan, we'd either face Hull City or Sheffield United. So everyone was saying, if Arsenal don't win this cup, they'll never ever win a cup. And I would have believed that, because the players' mentality and Wenger's mentality would have totally faded away. Because if you can't beat Wigan and then beat Hull City or Sheffield, you never deserve to win a trophy again. But Cazorla came through for us. Koscielny came through for us again. Ramsey came through for us again. It was really sad that Koscielny ended up leaving like that, because he really did score some crucial goals, and that has to be the number 1 game. Ending that 9-year drought, the players crying, seeing Wenger crying that day, Sanya crying, all the fans crying, and ending that 9-year drought. And of course, we again won that FA Cup the next season, and we've won another FA Cup after that again. So that game was really important. I wish Wenger would have left after that game, and his legacy would have been the best. And you never know, whoever would have come that time, whether it's Allegri or Guardiola, would have gone on to win the Premier League by now. But yeah, as I've said, Arsenal is Arsenal. We know why we support Arsenal. It's good and through the bad too. So those are my top 10 games. Let me know which of these games are your favorite. Which games have I missed out? I know I also didn't mention the 2-0 win away to Man City. That was a good game, but there were so many games that could have made it here. But that's my top 10 favorite games. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. Join my Patreon page for more content. I'll have the link in the description. Keep taking care. Make sure you subscribe, and God bless.